We're on the eve of the induction of the first class of the Kentucky High School Basketball Hall of Fame. At Claudia's Tea Room in Sonora, Kentucky, a shrimp boil. Many of the inductees for tomorrow night's induction ceremony are present. It's a great time by all, and some of the greatest names in high school basketball, both players and coaches, are in attendance here tonight. From Claudia's Tea Room here in Sonora, Kentucky, we're celebrating the initial class of the Kentucky High School Basketball Hall of Fame. 16 inductees, and one of them right here. We want to visit with 8 of them here tonight, but one of them is the king himself, good friend King Kelly Coleman from Wayland High School. Kelly, it is great of you to be here. Congratulations on your induction.
Well, I'm glad to be here too.
Kelly, you had a fantastic career. Everybody still calls you the king, and that goes back to 1950s. That must be quite an honor.
Well, it is, really is. To receive what I receive when I come here with these people, it's an honor, really.
There are a lot of great players here, great former coaches in this class, some of the greatest in the history of Kentucky high school basketball.
How would you like to fill the college team with all these guys that's here tonight to be inducted into the Hall of Fame?
I think you might have an NCAA championship right here.
Could be. We'd give the Miami Heat a little bit of business too.
Kelly, what are you doing now?
I'm fishing. I live in Michigan now, up in where it's cooler than what you have here, and I do a lot of fishing. I can't play golf anymore. My eyes are not good enough for golf anymore.
Well, I want you to know, to everybody in Kentucky, you're still the king.
Well, thanks a lot, Wes. I appreciate that.
King Kelly Coleman, thank you.
Okay.
That's the king, King Kelly Coleman from the Wayland Wasp. From Claudia's Tea Room here in Sonora, Kentucky, we're celebrating the first induction class of the Kentucky High School Basketball Hall of Fame. One of the members of that first induction class, Big Mac, dear friend, called every game you played. You were the greatest, Big Mac. Jim McDaniels from Allen County High School. Congratulations, Mac.
Thank you, Wes. I'm certainly glad, and I'm honored to be inducted with all these fine basketball players.
There's a great crowd here tonight. Only 8 of the inductees are here for this at Claudia's. We'll have the entire 16 tomorrow night in Elizabethtown. But just the 8 that I've seen here tonight could be coached and play awfully well.
You're not kidding. This is back in the day that we could be an Olympic team ourselves. Such great guys here tonight, and I'm just so honored to be one of them and represent the state of Kentucky.
You led the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers to the Final Four in 1971. What a great year that was. But what a great career you had, Mac, as a 7-footer, and what a player you were. And congratulations to you on being in this initial induction class.
Thank you so much, Wes. I really appreciate it. I had a wonderful time at WKU. Of course, I loved the university, and I was able to graduate, first one of my family. And I'm a big WKU fan. I love Western, and I love the state of Kentucky.
And everybody loves you. You've been wonderful. Always good to see you, my friend.
Thank you, my friend. We go back many years, don't we?
That we do, Mac, and I'm thankful for it, aren't you?
Brother, you got that right. Love you, man.
Love you, man. A kiss from Jim McDaniels. You don't beat that. The first class of the Kentucky High School Basketball Hall of Fame would not be complete without a man who really put high school girls basketball on the map, Coach Roy Bowling from Laurel County. Coach, good to see you. Congratulations on your induction.
Well, thank you, Wes. It's quite an honor. I couldn't believe when I got the news, but I'm just thrilled to death.
This is a great class, and people say, Coach Bowling, that maybe so-and-so or so-and-so should be in that first class, but who are you going to take out of this one?
Well, I don't think you take anybody. There's probably one man told me today, said there was probably 32 people, and when they picked the final 16, said you could have picked any of them. and made them in the first class.
You were ultra successful at Laurel County High School as a basketball coach. What are you doing now, Coach Roy Bowling?
Well, I'm retired and do a little fishing, and got 7 grandkids. 4 of them are in college that I'm trying to help along, so I've got my hands full.
Well, the first guest we talked to this evening, King Kelly Coleman, says that's what he does. He fishes. So you guys get together and fish a little bit?
Well, I'd like to. You know, I hadn't seen King Kelly until today, since he played in the consolation game in the state tournament when he scored those 68 points. And I'm anxious to sit down and talk with him sometime tonight.
Coach, congratulations.
Thank you, Wes. Appreciate it.
The Kentucky High School Basketball Hall of Fame is honored to have one of the greatest coaches of all time in the high school level. Don't know anybody can match the record of Bobby Keith from Clay County. Bobby, good to see you, sir, and congratulations on your induction.
Well, it's good to be here, and I tell you what, to be named among these big legends that are on this thing here just humbles me greatly, Wes.
A number of state tournaments. I remember you just kept coming to the state tournament. How many state tournament appearances did you have as either a player, assistant coach, or head coach?
Made 22, 18 as a head coach in 27 years, and 2 as an assistant and 2 as a player. So we ended up with 22, and enjoyed every one of them.
The most memorable state tournaments that I recall, finals, were 1987 and 88. Would that be correct when you played Ballard?
That's correct. We won in 87 in overtime, and then in 88 Ballard took us, and it was probably fair. It was 2 great ball clubs, and I felt like maybe we deserved one of them and they deserved the other, so it worked out pretty well.
And a great story between Clay County and Ballard. 3 games, as I recall, Coach Keith, were played between the 2 schools in a 12-month period. In the finals of the 87 state tournament, the finals of the Louisville Invitational in January of 88, and the championship game in 88 at the state tournament. 4 points separated. 4 points separated was the difference in those 3 ball games.
Yeah, and 2 of them went to overtime, so they were great ball games. They had a great ball club. Allen Houston, Mark Bell, Taylor, all those guys. They were great players.
You're one of the greatest coaches of all time, and you're very, very modest. I've known you for a long time. Congratulations, Coach. You're very deserving of this honor.
Well, let's say this. I'm very honored to be here, and I look around at these guys and like Wawa Jones and Wes Unsell, Cliff Hagan when he comes in here, guys that was heroes when I was just a little boy, guys that made me want to play basketball. And, man, to be mentioned in the class with them, Wes, is a real, real honor.
You got that right, and they feel the same way about you. Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you.
One of the inductees into the Kentucky High School Basketball Hall of Fame is, to me personally, the greatest female basketball player I ever saw in person. Now, I've seen some on TV that might have been as good. Clemette Haskins, congratulations on this induction, young lady.
Thank you, Wes. It's a true honor to be in the company of such great people.
You know, you're so unusual, you and your family. You and your dad are members of the Kentucky Athletic Hall of Fame, the Kentucky High School Athletic Association Hall of Fame, and now this one. It's the only father-daughter combination I know of. And you played so much like your father. Reckon there's a reason for that?
Well, yeah, I think I have pretty good genes. And he's been a pretty hard act to follow my whole life. And but this is one I'm glad to follow him in right into the Hall of Fame. We've been inducted to some separately, but this is the first time we've been inducted together, and it's certainly special.
What's Clemette doing now?
I'm in California, and I'm going to enroll to start my PhD at Claremont Lincoln University in September. And so I'm going to be doing that in religion and also serving at a church in Pasadena.
I wish they had the WNBA in your day. You would have been the bright star. Clemette, so proud of you. You're still beautiful, and congratulations.
Thank you. Go Big Red.
There you go. Clemette Haskins, what a great basketball star she was for Western Kentucky University. The new Kentucky High School Basketball Hall of Fame inductee, one of the greatest players that I ever had the privilege of watching, that ever played the game in Kentucky, is Wes Unsell. And I love your name there, Wes. I really like that.
Well, Wes, it goes with a good name, good looks, the whole 9 yards.
Played for Seneca High School quite a few years ago. One of the greatest basketball teams that ever played in the Sweet 16.
Well, we had a couple of players on that team, Mike Red and his cast of people in his class.
In the pros, you had a long NBA career, very successful career as a big man. But you're not what we refer to today as a big man. How did you do that?
Well, because I think big is not so much what you look like or what size you are. It's how you feel and how you think.
And that gets you there. Had the greatest release after a rebound, a two-handed release to midcourt or to the other end of the floor that I've ever seen.
Well, that way, if I was able to do that, it saved me a lot of running. I didn't have to run down there and made for a longer, more extensive career.
Your induction into the first Kentucky High School Basketball Hall of Fame. Your thoughts?
Well, I'm deeply flattered by this. I really am. I have had a lot of honors, over the years, and I've been very fortunate in that. And I consider this right up there, one of the tops.
That's wonderful. You've had it all: high school, college at the University of Louisville, great NBA playing career, coach, general manager. You've done it all. What are you doing now?
I am really working hard. I work for my wife and daughter. They own a school in Baltimore. They have for the past 35 years, I guess. And they allow me to sweep the floors and wash out the bathrooms and do odd jobs. And so, I'm very happy doing that.
You're a great man, and congratulations again on your induction, Wes.
Thank you, Wes.
That's Wes Unsell, one of the greatest ever, and he'll go in to the Kentucky High School Basketball Hall of Fame initial class. The Kentucky High School Basketball Hall of Fame inductee, the Gym. Clem Haskins, the greatest basketball players I ever had the privilege to broadcasting. Congratulations, Coach.
Well, thank you so much, Wes. I tell you what, that was fun days back when you were calling the games at Western, and that was fond memories, and thank you so much.
You've had a wonderful career, very deserving. You're in this initial class of the Kentucky High School Basketball Hall of Fame. Campbellsville, Durham, and then Taylor County High School, correct?
That's correct. That was fun days at Durham High School, and I transferred over and graduated from Taylor County High School in the mid-'60s, and what a time. It was a great basketball, a lot of fun.
Arguably, your team was the greatest team in Western Kentucky basketball history. Did that give you some satisfaction?
Give me a lot of satisfaction, but most important thing, though, as Hilltop of basketball, there's been a lot of great players, great team, great coaches, but the fan base what made it. And I want to thank all the wonderful fans supporting me and all the great Hilltopper teams.
We're talking about Coach Haskins also, the head coach of Western Kentucky, then a great coach at the University of Minnesota. Congratulations on an unbelievable career for a young man. And your family, very special to me since the first day I met your parents. And congratulations. I'm so proud of this induction.
Well, thank you so much. And my parents have been very, very proud of you interviewing me tonight and saying that about them. So we want to thank you, too, for all the kind things you said to us and about us over the years also.
Clem Haskins, he's the Gym, going into the Kentucky High School Basketball Hall of Fame. It's been a wonderful night this evening here at Claudia's Tea Room in Sonora, Kentucky. The Kentucky High School Basketball Hall of Fame initial class. Tomorrow night, the induction will take place. Charlie Thurman and his lovely wife, Claudia, have hosted a wonderful event here tonight. And Charlie, unbelievable talent out here this evening and from the world of basketball.
Well, we've been doing this for 4 or 5 years, Wes, and it started with Gary West and Rick Hawkins, and each year it just gets bigger. And I think you've been to every one of the events, and it's just these guys enjoy getting out, getting some attention again. And of course, we love having them here, and it's just so much fun for us to do. And just it's just great fun. This is not a bit of work.
You know, I don't know anyone else who could have put together the sports personalities that you've had here at Claudia's Tea Room in the last 3 or 4 years.
Well, you and Gary West have helped a lot on that, since you know every one of them. But it has been fun. They all love coming, and we always say, my good friend Doug Gibson says, you're not a real legend unless you've been to Sonora and Claudia's Tea Room. So that we'll just leave it with that.
Thank you so much for all you do.
Wes, thank you for everything you do.
That's Charlie Thurman here at Claudia's Tea Room. Rick Hubry is the executive director of this new Kentucky High School Basketball Hall of Fame. Rick, you've got to be so pleased with this first induction class, and especially the turnout here tonight at Claudia's.
Wes, it's just incredible. It is truly incredible. It's historic to see the old friendships rekindled that once were bitter adversaries, and now they're just such good friends, and the way they just mesh together to have all those legends here tonight, it is truly an incredible thing.
You know, people say, how about this person going in that first class? Or how about this person going in? But you know, who you going to take out of this induction class tomorrow night?
I was on a radio show early this week, and it was a national basketball recruiting show, and I was on after that person, and they're talking about all the NBA draft that was going on, all those kind of things, and I simply opened with, give me my team, and you can have whoever else you want. And when you look at this group, I don't know, there are many deserving folks, men and women, of all ages, genders, races, all eras, who will someday be in this Hall of Fame, and deservedly so. But there is nobody who could objectively look at this group and make a remote argument that these aren't the best of the best.
Congratulate you on just a wonderful job. Tomorrow night, the induction. It'll be a proud night, historic night, as you say, and we'll look forward after that to next year's class.
We can't wait. I told somebody today, it's like you were playing ball all over again. You know, the big game's coming up. We've done every bit of preparation we can do. We've worked as hard as we can work, and it's showtime now. We're ready to go.
Rick Hubry, thank you.
Thank you.
The executive director of the Kentucky High School Basketball Hall of Fame, and next initial induction ceremony tomorrow night in Elizabethtown.